Everyone, welcome back. Today we're going to be taking a deep dive into something I know a lot of you are curious about. It's manifestation.
Yeah.
You know, that idea that you can kind of will things into being
Yes.
just by thinking about them.
Right.
And specifically, we're going to be looking at this YouTube podcast script you sent over from Dr. Usman, who seems to be like a big name in the manifestation world.
Oh, he is, yeah.
So I'm really excited to break this down with you and see what insights we can pull out of it.
Me too.
You know, first off, I think it'd be good to define exactly what we're talking about when we say manifestation.
Yeah.
Like, what does that really mean?
Well, in a nutshell, I think manifestation is the idea that we can shape our reality using the power of our minds.
Okay, so is it just like wishful thinking? Like, if I sit here and imagine myself winning the lottery hard enough, will the winning numbers just magically appear?
Well, not exactly.
Oh.
Dr. Eastman makes it clear that manifestation is more than just daydreaming. It's about being intentional with your thoughts and beliefs, and then actually taking action to make those thoughts a reality.
So it's like a two-pronged approach. You've got the internal work, getting your mind right,
Right.
and then the external work actually doing something to bring it about.
Yeah, it's like you're partnering with the universe almost.
I like that.
You're putting your intentions out there and then taking steps to align yourself with those intentions.
Okay, that makes sense.
Dr. Usman talks about the law of attraction too, which kind of plays into this idea.
Oh, yeah, the whole attracts like thing, right?
Exactly.
I've always been a little bit skeptical of that, to be honest.
Yeah, it can sound a bit woo-woo. I get it.
But I am curious, is there any scientific basis for this idea?
Yeah.
Or is it purely like a spiritual new age kind of thing?
That's the interesting part.
Okay.
There actually is some evidence from psychology that suggests our thoughts and beliefs can actually influence our experiences.
Oh, really?
Yeah, think about it. If you believe you're going to fail at something, you're probably less likely to put in the effort. Right?
Yeah, you're probably setting yourself up for failure from the start.
Exactly.
But on the flip side, if you believe in yourself and your abilities, you're more likely to take risks and persevere even when things get tough.
Right.
So it's like a self-fulfilling prophecy almost.
Yeah, and Dr. Usman goes a bit deeper into the science by talking about something called neuroplasticity.
Okay, I've heard of that.
Basically, it's the brain's ability to change and rewire itself based on our experiences and thoughts.
So, if I constantly focus on negative thoughts, those neural pathways get strengthened.
Right.
But if I make an effort to think more positively, I can actually start to rewire my brain for the better.
Exactly. It's pretty amazing, huh?
That is wild.
Yeah.
So our thoughts are literally shaping the physical structure of our brains.
Yeah, to a certain extent.
Wow.
And this ties back into manifestation because if we can change our brains, we can change our reality.
Okay, I'm starting to see how it all connects. But Dr. Usman also emphasizes that it's not just about our thoughts.
Right.
It's also about our feelings.
Yeah.
Like the emotions we attach to those thoughts.
Yeah. He actually suggests that our feelings might be even more important than our thoughts.
Really? Why is that?
Well, think of it this way. If you're trying to manifest something, but you're constantly feeling doubtful or anxious about it, you're sending out mixed signals.
Okay, you're not fully committed.
Right, and the universe picks up on that.
So it's like you're putting up a roadblock to your own manifestation.
Yeah, kind of.
But if you can manage to cultivate feelings of gratitude, excitement, and joy around what you want to manifest, that amplifies the energy behind it.
Exactly. It's like adding fuel to the fire.
And I guess that's where things like visualization and affirmations come in, right?
Exactly. Those are tools that can help us tap into those powerful emotions.
Okay, I'm starting to get the picture.
Good, good.
Now, Dr. Usman lays out 5 practical tips for effective manifestation. And I'm really curious to dive into those.
Me too.
But before we do,
Yeah.
I think it's important to address something.
Oh, what's that?
You know, manifestation can be a bit of a controversial topic.
Yeah, definitely.
And I know some people are rolling their eyes right now,
I hear you.
thinking, oh, this is just a bunch of hocus pocus.
Yeah.
But I think it's important to approach this with an open mind.
I agree.
You know, even if we don't fully buy into the idea of mystical forces at work, I think there's still a lot of value to be gained from exploring these concepts.
Absolutely.
At the very least, I think manifestation can teach us about the importance of setting clear goals,
Right.
believing in ourselves, and taking action.
And taking action. Yeah.
So, with that said, let's dive into Dr. Usman's first tip.
Okay, let's do it.
What's the foundation for effective manifestation?
Well, according to Dr. Usman, the most important thing is clarity.
Clarity of
Yeah, you have to be crystal clear about what it is you want to manifest.
So it's not enough to just say, I want more money.
Right.
I need to be specific about how much money I want.
Exactly.
And by when.
Yeah, and maybe even what you want to do with that money.
Okay, so like, I want to earn $10,000 a month by December so I can finally quit my job and travel the world.
Perfect. That's a great example.
Okay, so clarity is key.
It is.
It's like setting a target for your subconscious mind to aim for.
Exactly.
All right, so we've got clarity as the foundation.
Mm-hmm.
What else does Dr. Usman suggest?
Well, that's where things get really interesting.
Okay, I'm all ears.
Next up is visualization.
Okay.
This is where you really start to bring your desires to life in your mind.
Okay, so paint me a picture.
Well, imagine this.
Mm-hmm.
You set aside like 5 or 10 minutes every day, maybe first thing in the morning.
Okay.
You find a quiet spot, close your eyes, and you start to vividly imagine yourself living your dream.
Living the dream.
Like really immerse yourself in it.
Mm-hmm.
Engage all your senses. What do you see? What do you hear? What do you smell? What do you feel?
Okay, so if my goal is to, say, write a best-selling novel,
Mm-hmm.
I might visualize myself sitting at my desk, typing away, feeling the keys under my fingers.
Yeah, and maybe you're surrounded by research books,
Mm-hmm.
and you can smell that like fresh ink and paper.
Ooh, yeah, I love that smell.
And you can hear the birds chirping outside your window.
Mm-hmm.
And you just feel this sense of deep satisfaction and accomplishment.
Okay, so it's not just about seeing it, it's about experiencing it with all your senses.
Exactly.
I like that.
The more real you can make it in your mind,
Mm-hmm.
the more powerful the manifestation.
Okay, so clarity, visualization.
Mm.
What's next?
Affirmations.
Affirmations, okay.
This is all about using the power of language to reprogram your subconscious mind.
Okay, so like positive self-talk kind of thing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Instead of saying things like, I'm not good enough, or I'll never be able to do that.
Right, which I think we all do sometimes.
We all do, yeah. You start to consciously replace those negative thoughts with positive affirmations.
Okay, give me an example.
So let's say you want to be more confident.
Mm-hmm.
You might start repeating affirmations like, I am confident, or I am powerful, or I am capable of achieving anything I set my mind to.
Okay, so you're basically telling yourself these things over and over again.
Yeah.
Until you start to believe them.
Exactly. And the key here is repetition.
Okay, so how often do I need to be saying these affirmations?
Well, Dr. Usman recommends saying them daily,
Okay,
maybe even multiple times a day.
okay.
The more the better, really.
Okay, and is it like out loud or in your head? To the matter.
It can be, either.
Yeah.
Some people find it helpful to say them out loud because it makes them feel more real.
Hmm.
But even just repeating them silently in your mind can have a powerful effect.
Okay, so it's really about just like saturating your mind with these positive statements.
Yeah, you're basically planting these seeds of belief in your subconscious.
Okay, I like that analogy.
And over time, those seeds start to sprout and grow.
Okay, so clarity, visualization, affirmations.
Yeah.
This is starting to feel like a recipe for success.
It kind of is.
And what about action? Where does that fit into all of this?
Action. That's the crucial ingredient.
Okay, so it's not enough to just sit around and visualize all day.
Right.
I actually have to do something.
Exactly.
Okay.
Dr. Usman is very clear about this.
Okay.
Manifestation is not passive.
Okay.
It's not about just wishing and hoping.
Mm-hmm.
It's about taking inspired action.
Inspired action.
Okay. So once you've gotten clear about your desires
Mm-hmm.
and you've started visualizing and affirming,
Yeah.
it's time to start taking steps to make those desires a reality.
Okay, so give me an example.
Let's say you want to start your own business.
Okay.
You might start by taking a course on entrepreneurship or networking with other business owners,
Okay.
or maybe even just starting to work on your business plan in your spare time.
Okay, so it's about taking those baby steps
Mm.
and trusting that the universe will meet you halfway.
Yeah, it's like you're sending a signal to the universe that you're serious about this.
Okay, I like that.
And the universe responds by opening up opportunities for you.
So like a collaborative effort.
It is.
Okay, so we've got clarity, visualization, affirmations, action.
Mm-hmm. That's 4.
What's the fifth tip?
The 5th and final tip is gratitude.
Gratitude.
That's a big one.
Okay, in what way?
Well, gratitude is all about shifting your focus from what you lack
Mm-hmm.
to what you already have.
Okay, I can see how that would be important.
Yeah, it's easy to get caught up in this mindset of like, I'll be happy when.
Oh, yeah, totally.
I'll be happy when I have more money, or when I get that promotion, or when I find my soulmate.
Right, but then you're always chasing something.
Exactly.
You're never content with where you are.
And that's a recipe for unhappiness.
Yeah, we've been there.
So, instead of focusing on what you don't have, start focusing on what you do have.
Okay, so like, what am I grateful for right now?
Exactly.
Okay.
And Dr. Usman recommends a really simple practice for cultivating gratitude.
What's that?
He suggests that every evening, before you go to bed,
Okay.
you take a few minutes to write down 3 things you're grateful for.
3 things. Okay.
It could be anything, big or small.
Okay.
Like, you might be grateful for your health, or your family, or your friends. Or maybe you're grateful for a beautiful sunset you saw, or a delicious meal you ate.
Okay, so it doesn't have to be like these profound things.
No, not
It could be just like little everyday moments.
Yeah, the more you practice gratitude,
Mhm.
the more you start to notice all the good things in your life.
Okay, I like that.
And that shift in perspective can be really powerful.
Okay, so we've got clarity, visualization, affirmations, action, and gratitude.
Mm-hmm.
That's a pretty comprehensive framework for manifestation.
It is.
But I'm curious,
Mm-hmm.
what about the people who try all of this
Yeah.
and it doesn't seem to work for them?
That's a good question.
Like, is there anything they might be doing wrong?
Well, Dr. Usman talks about that too.
He does. Okay.
He actually outlines 3 common pitfalls that people often fall into.
3 pitfalls. Okay, I'm intrigued.
Yeah, and these pitfalls can really sabotage your manifestation efforts.
Okay, so what's the first one?
The first pitfall is doubt and negativity.
Doubt and negativity.
Oh, yeah, it's really easy to get caught up in those negative thoughts.
Oh, yeah. Especially when you're trying to manifest something that feels really big or challenging.
Right.
Like that little voice in your head starts whispering, this will never work, or you're not good enough.
Exactly. And those thoughts can be really insidious.
Yeah, they can creep up on you.
And before you know it,
Mm-hmm.
you're completely consumed by doubt and negativity.
So how do we combat that? Like, how do we shut that little voice up?
Well, one of the best ways to combat doubt is through affirmations.
Oh, right. Those positive statements we were talking about earlier.
Exactly.
So instead of dwelling on those negative thoughts, you consciously choose to focus on affirmations that support your desired outcome.
Right. So if you're feeling doubtful about your ability to manifest your dream job, you might start repeating affirmations like, I am worthy of my dream job, or the perfect job is coming to me.
Okay, so it's about flooding your mind with positivity.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You're basically drowning out the negative with the positive.
Okay, so that's doubt and negativity. What's the second pitfall?
The second pitfall is impatience.
Impatience, okay.
Yeah, this is a big one.
I can see how that would be a problem.
We live in a world of instant gratification.
Right. We want everything now.
Exactly.
So it's natural to want to see results from our manifestation efforts right away. But the thing is, manifestation takes time.
It does.
It's not like ordering something on Amazon and having it show up on your doorstep the next day.
Haha, right?
It's more like planting a seed. You have to nurture it, water it, give it sunlight,
Right.
and be patient.
Exactly. And sometimes it can feel like nothing is happening.
Yeah.
But beneath the surface, those seeds are germinating.
Okay, so it's a process.
It is.
And we have to trust the timing of the universe.
Exactly.
Okay, so doubt and negativity, impatience. What's the third pitfall?
The third pitfall is lack of action.
Lack of action.
Okay, this is where a lot of people go wrong.
In what way?
Well, they get so caught up in the visualization and the affirmations that they forget to actually take any real-world steps to make their dreams happen.
Right, it's like they think that just by thinking about it hard enough, it's going to magically materialize.
But that's not how it works.
Not usually, no.
Right, you have to meet the universe halfway.
Exactly. You have to take inspired action. So if you're trying to manifest a new job,
Okay.
don't just sit at home and visualize yourself working there.
Right.
Update your resume. Start networking.
Okay.
Go on job interviews.
So it's about taking those practical steps. Exactly. It's about showing the universe that you're serious about this.
Okay, that makes sense.
Remember, manifestation is a co-creation. It's a partnership between you and the universe.
Okay, so to recap,
Yeah.
the 3 pitfalls to avoid are doubt and negativity, impatience, and lack of action.
That's it.
Okay, I think I've got that.
Good, good.
Now, I'm curious. Dr. Usman also shares some pretty incredible real-life stories in his podcast, right?
He does.
Of people who have successfully manifested amazing things.
And these aren't just like random anecdotes.
Okay.
These are stories of people who have used these principles to create tangible results in their lives.
Okay, I'm all ears.
Well, one of the most famous examples is Jim Carrey.
Jim Carrey, the actor.
Yeah, back in the early 90s, he was a struggling actor,
Hmm.
but he had this unwavering belief in his talent.
Okay.
So, to solidify his vision, he wrote himself a check for $10 million.
Wow, $10 million.
So acting services rendered,
That's
and he
not-
dated it for Thanksgiving 1995.
Okay, so he was basically like manifesting his future paycheck.
Exactly.
And what happened? Did it work?
Well, in 1994,
Okay.
a year before the date on the check,
Mm-hmm.
he got paid $10 million for Dumb and Dumber.
No way.
Yeah.
So he literally manifested his $10 million paycheck.
He did.
That's incredible.
It's a pretty amazing story, isn't it?
It is. It's like proof that this stuff really can work.
Mm-hmm. And another inspiring example Dr. Usman talks about is Oprah Winfrey.
Oprah.
Yeah, her story is all about overcoming adversity and manifesting your dreams.
Well, she's definitely someone who's achieved incredible success.
She has, and she came from very humble beginnings. You know,
Mhm.
she grew up in poverty,
Right.
faced a lot of challenges,
Yeah.
but she always believed in herself.
Okay.
And she had this vision for her life.
And she made it happen.
She did.
It's inspiring.
It is, and I think her story is a great reminder that manifestation is not about sitting back and waiting for things to happen.
Right. It's about taking action.
Exactly.
It's about putting in the work.
Mm-hmm. And believing in yourself.
Okay, so we've talked about the science behind manifestation. We've
Mhm.
explored some practical tips.
Yeah.
We've heard some inspiring stories.
Mm-hmm.
What's the final takeaway here? Like, what do we want our listeners to walk away with?
Well, I think the biggest takeaway is that we all have the power to shape our reality.
Okay.
It's not about magic or wishful thinking.
Mhm.
It's about understanding the power of our thoughts and beliefs
Okay.
and then taking aligned action to make those thoughts and beliefs a reality.
So it's a combination of mindset and action.
Exactly.
Okay.
And I think it's also important to remember that manifestation is a journey. It's not a destination.
Okay.
There will be ups and downs. There will be
Right.
times when you feel like giving up.
Yeah.
But the key is to keep going,
To keep believing
to keep taking action.
and to keep trusting the process.
Exactly.
Well, this has been an incredible deep dive into the world of manifestation.
Mm.
It has. I feel like I've learned so much,
Me too.
and I hope our listeners have too.
I hope so.
So, to everyone listening out there,
Mhm.
what dream will you choose to manifest?
What seeds of possibility will you plant today?
The universe is waiting to conspire with you.
It is.
Until next time, keep diving deep.